Okay, I'm here with Nilesh, one of my meditation students, and we're going to have a quick chat about how the journey's been for you. So, yeah, cheers for being here. And I just want to ask you firstly, tell us a little bit about what it is you do. What is your job and your role and everything?
Yeah. So I used to be a doctor and I was a doctor for 10 years until I found this path of compassion and self-mastery. So now I work as a self-mastery coach, compassion teacher and trainer. And yeah, I feel really grateful to have worked with some really cool people across lots of different countries. And that's what I do now in my day to day.
Awesome, yeah. And I would say, you're a pretty modest guy, but I'd say you're a pretty successful person. You've been speaking at Mind Valley, and I've seen you've been featured in Entrepreneur magazine. And so I'm just mentioning this because, yeah, I think you're going to be too modest to blow your own horn. That's all. But yeah, you're definitely a sort of high functioning person, I'd say. So about the time that we connected, what was going on in your life around that time?
So just to say, I've been working with Jimmy now in various forms, I think for probably close to 3 years. And Jimmy has seen my mum, my brother, my my partner at the time, and about my best friend, his family. And this is not an exaggeration. And then because I work one-on-one with clients as well, I think at least half a dozen maybe of my clients and sometimes their wives and partners. So that really says it all. Um, I think I had been meditating. I think I probably started meditating in 2018 after I realized I remember seeing loads of patients who were stressed and I used to look at them and say that they need to meditate. And then I realized, well, it's not very in integrity if I don't know how to meditate. So basically, I started to try lots of different types of meditation, love and kindness meditations, the Calm app, the Headspace app, and then I got into the Silver method. And as I got deeper and deeper into it, I kind of realized that there are different depths of meditation that you could go to. And I kept being interested in transcendental meditation. And then when I found Jimmy, I saw that there was a way for me to access a deeper states with a mantra. And it just made so much sense to me because I was already doing a lot of the visualization work, and I realized that that work was really useless if I didn't have the foundations of getting to a deep now and the deep present moment. So I think that's when it started. And I believe that was in probably 2022 October time, or even maybe 2021 October time. And what was most profound was the same thing that happened when I started meditation, was you don't realize how stressed you are until you see what it feels like. You experience the mantra. And I remember I'd sat in mantra meditation and I just, my whole body completely relaxed. I accessed much, much deeper states, realized I was holding on to a lot of emotions and um, it was a key ingredient. I was a diligent student. I did my meditations twice a day, and I noticed that energetically it helped me enormously. So the afternoon meditations then helped me have the courage to have difficult conversations, to go after, what I really wanted in business and work, transform my health. Like everything kind of flowed from building the meditation practice.
Amazing, awesome. And then we went on to work on mindfulness and present moment awareness and that kind of thing. And how have you found that? What kind of benefits have you showed up? And also, do you find the benefits were quite immediate or they've taken a while to build up?
So here's the funny thing about the benefits of meditation is I liken it to when you've tasted food that you've never tasted before. Someone says you could go to this restaurant, it's amazing, it's Ethiopian food, and they go, well, what's that? And you can't really know it until you experience it and you taste it for yourself. So I'd say the first thing that's important is to have the courage and the willingness to enter into the unknown and try something that you haven't tried before. Because if you cannot say if it's for you or not until you really have experienced it. Um, so that's the first thing to say. So there is an immediate benefit that you'll probably see, but then the point of that story is to share that there's a lot of benefits that you're not aware of, um, until you sit in reflection and you go back and you go, oh wow, my life really has transformed. And so there's a lot of what I call like retroactive change. All the problems and the overthinking that's in your mind day to day, you don't realize it's gone until you sit 6 months or a year later and you go, oh, that problem doesn't exist anymore. And that's the kind of magic of self-inquiry and meditation. These practices is, um, a lot of the repetitive thoughts and problems you have in your life, they sort of magically dissolve when you learn how to enter more into the present moment, and you learn how to meditate, and you engage in relaxation practices. So yes, immediate benefits, but also there's a lot of long-term benefits as well, which
Yeah.
they get missed. Those get missed.
Yeah, you've nailed it, right? So this is a pattern that I see come up quite often. Teach somebody to meditate, they keep up the practice quite diligently. And they, if I ask them how it's going, they say, yeah, yeah, it's good. It makes me feel more relaxed, blah, 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 sort of surface level benefits, that they can quite clearly see. And then something happens in their life, something really bad, like a divorce, or somebody gets sick, or they get sick, or lose the job. And, a real sort of crushing, life-changing, big situation. And then they will say, oh my God, thank God I did all that meditation before.
Yeah, yeah.
Like now I can see that the amount of suffering I would be in is completely different to what I'm actually experiencing.
Mm.
If I hadn't done that work, I would be drowning now. But now I'm actually able to handle it. They didn't realize they were getting mentally stronger, and they were building this kind of sort of unshakable inner calm all
Yeah,
that time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. It's you resourcing yourself. And this is the beauty of the meditation practice, all of Jimmy's meditation practices, is that you, I don't know how else to describe it. You're kind of, yeah, you're resourcing yourself for the winter that comes in anyone and everyone's life. If it happens, death, illness, separation, these things happen to all of us at some stage. And yes, I mean, I went through a really, really painful separation from Sarah. I was 16 years with her. We had two children together. We have two children together. And so, yeah, I there was a lot of darkness in the period. Interestingly enough, I was working with Jimmy in this period, and then we stopped for a bit. And those few months that I stopped in the period of divorce were easily the most difficult. Um, and when I came back, it really helped heal a lot, helped me transform, and most of all, helped me kind of be a good father in that time, as which is a very very challenging circumstance if anyone has to go through that. So I completely agree with that, and that's almost a difficult thing because the ego will resist it. The ego will resist any change because it likes kind of safety and comfort, and it's also difficult to kind of get your head around this thing of, oh, I'm going to resource myself now because something bad might happen later, and ego coming in, well, it might not. So you can just stay as you are, and it will come up with all the excuses to say you don't need to sit down and meditate, you don't need to do it, it's not necessary. Well, that's quite a lot. It's a lot of time and energy and money and all these things. It's all you you have to experience it really. You have to experience it. It's kind of like saying I don't like going on holiday if you've never been on holiday. Yeah, and probably the other good analogy is the feeling of being on holiday is what you can experience in your day-to-day life with meditation. And that is, people go on holiday to block their lower emotions so that they can just kind of relax and go, ah, but you can access that in day to day.
Yeah, it's funny. That's how I used to describe it when I very first learned to meditate with the mantra. My friends at the time were like asking me about it, and I'd say, you know, when you go on holiday and you get to about day three, and you've finally had the bit where you've unwound and you've kind of let all your stress go, and it's like, but day three, it's like, oh, actually, I actually feel pretty good. That's how I feel since I've been meditating. So yeah, so I haven't thought about that in years. So it's a good little reminder. All right, well, listen, we'll leave it there, but thank you so much. I really appreciate you for doing this. And yeah, it's been a joy and a pleasure to be connected with you and to be meditating with you all this time.
Well, thank you so much. And I'll finish with this, right? Because there's a reason why I chose to work with Jimmy when I found him. I was aligned in many ways, but it was the kind of the full approach that he had. So he spoke about neuroscience, which was good for my logical mind. He spoke about psychology things as well. And then he had the spiritual aspect, which I think is important to have all types. Yet also he describes himself as spiritually polyamorous, which I think I am too. And basically, he's not too ascribed to any one tradition, which I think is really powerful as a teacher because then you're not too biased in any one way, and you're open to learn from a lot of different modalities. And I've watched Jimmy kind of go from the more scientific side to the more spiritual side and come in the middle. And so I don't personally know, and I know quite a lot of people in the wellness space and meditation space, but personally, I don't know anyone who's doing it like that. So it's an important point, and I would strongly recommend Jimmy, as I have done to a dozen or so people. So make sure you try it.